let's talk about something else that that was Google I/O. How about Android 13 Beta 2? In Android 13 Beta 2, not so much. It's just some, improvements here and there on Beta 1. But then the good news is that some of the other phones now can jump on this beta, including Nokia. Nokia X20 is the only one that qualifies for that beta. If you're a Nokia user, but if you're a OnePlus guy, you have the OnePlus 10 series will get it. You could jump on it. And then there's, I think, one of the Xiaomi phones. There's like 11 or 12 phones that can jump on that. I don't remember them off the top of my head, but they are there for people to try it if you want to try the Android 13 beta. But what I understand from Nokia is that if you do, you want to back up your stuff, because if you want to roll back, it will erase your stuff. So if you're on that phone and you want to jump on it, make sure you back up your device so that in case you want to return back to Android 12, then you have your backup so you're not losing your stuff.
I tend not to try these beta versions because I have a lot of stuff to do and I need my phone to work. So I don't really try them. But I'm always interested from other people, how it goes.
I have it on my Pixel. There's a lot more crashes, at least on my phone, but even after the reset, but it's still...
I have it on my Pixel 5a, but I don't think I would use it on my day-to-day phone. I mean, it's very stable for a beta, but there's one thing that you could do when you need to do it, and then something goes wrong, and then you're like,
So here's it. I have been using it on my main driving device since the developer preview 1. I'm one of those guys, and I've never been disappointed. I've never been disappointed by it, and I've been doing this since maybe Android. I've been joining the DP versions, back with Lollipop, and I've kept that tradition. And Android 12 was the first one that was so good. Developer 1 was so good, and that tradition continued. The only thing that I noticed, which is really so annoying for Android 13, is that it did not come with the new talkback, because like when we had the Android 12 DP1, it actually came with talkback 12, and that's the reason why Google chose to jump from version 9X of talkback to version 12 to keep with the iteration of the OS. And so they kind of falsified this time, because when DP1 of Android 13 came out, we didn't see talkback 13. And to this day, you still have that Android 12.2. So it just doesn't make sense.
Yeah, I'm sure when it's the final is released, that it'll come with TalkBack 13.
It definitely will. It definitely will. But this one should have had, the Android 13 beta instead of being named and 12.2. I happen to be one of those. I get tired of this point, that point. That it gets too much to trying to keep track of point 1, point 2. Come on, man. After a while, just skip these things.
Yeah. That being said, I'm glad it's not tied to the OS. Like, I'm glad you get TalkBack from the Play Store and you can get an update from TalkBack without having to update your whole OS like you do on iOS. Like, in order to update VoiceOver, they basically have to update all of iOS. So I'm glad it's separate, but yeah, you're right. They need to keep them in sync a little better.
John, I agree with you. I think the beauty of TalkBack is having the ability, to update straight from the Play Store. And I think that's a very nice choice that someone did, that they made that possible. I like that, because just imagine having to wait till the OS drops or whatever, and it'll just be annoying.
It's
know
not
what?
very
I
good updating the beta though and not having the new talkback, because how can you report any bugs or anything if you haven't got the new version? That's not very good.
Sorry to interrupt. I love to use that Google Meet one with Chrome on the PC. It's totally accessible. It has a toggle hotkey for muting, unmuting the turn off and on the microphone. Control D, a toggle. Love it, and I use it a lot with my almost daily uses. So pretty good stuff. And something came up. I gotta go. It was a joy and my pleasure hearing all of you. And hopefully we'll talk to you all again and again and again. Thank you very much. And Warren, as always, much appreciate you're doing a great job. You and the team. Enjoy the day, please.
Thank you so much, bro. Our love to the family, and we really appreciate you taking your time to come out. Thank you so much.
Very welcome.
Thank you.
Pleasure.
Some new people have joined. I think they might have got the time wrong.
My pleasure.
Bandeja de entrada, no hay elemento a la vista.
We got a couple people that join us. Hi, guys. Would you mind introducing yourselves to
Hi,
our
Warren.
listeners? Hi.
Warren. I'm Jimmy from Lima, Peru.
Hey, welcome. This is the first time we're having someone from South America, and oh my gosh, thank you for coming on.
It's my pleasure.
Oh, nice to have you, bro. This is beautiful.
I have a Pixel 4a. I got it in Miami in September last year. I couldn't find a 5a and by that time, I think the 6 was not released yet.
No.
So I have my little toy, and I use it a lot. Yes, I use it a lot. I'm waiting for the 6A. You've announced today or yesterday that they have released it. And
yeah, it's gonna be released on July 21. They did talk about it and showed it to us, back on the 11th. And that's what we talked about earlier on. The price is really nice because it's the same price as the 5A at $449. That's a really nice buy for anyone wanting to experience the Pixel 6 series. So I'm glad we have that, and I hope you'll be able to get that, because then you'll even be better than your Pixel 4A. I mean, the Pixel 4A is not a slouch by any imagination. But really, if you have this one, then it'll even be better, because you're having a better phone with better RAM, more RAM, and all of that. The only thing, though, that we forgot to mention here about the Pixel 6a, that it only comes in one storage model, and that's the 128 gig. I think Google has kept that model since the Pixel 4a. So we got the Pixel 4a, Pixel 5a, and the 6a all sporting that 128 GB of internal storage. Of course, Google doesn't do SD card slot. So that's what we have. I was hoping we'll have a 256 gig version, but no, not this time.
I usually use, I don't use a lot of apps as because you like to test them, and you need a lot of space to.
I do. I like my phones with a big storage if I can. And so that's why when the Pixel 6 Pro, I made sure I got the 128 in frustration, because I could not get the 512. It was just, the pitch was just crashing. And so I got that to unbox it for the podcast. But then, of course, I went back and got the 512 when it became available. I put myself on the waiting list, and when it came through, Google let me know, and I went and got it. And so I have it. I'm happy with it. It's I think the best phone I've ever gotten from Google. Absolutely beautiful looking phone, and with 512 gigs of storage, I'm loving it. And so I'm looking forward to the Pixel 7 and see if they have 1 TB one this year. I'll get it. The biggest one ever.
It is projected to have a 1 terabyte internal storage
Douglas
capacity.
Rudolph ha abandonado la reunión.
Yeah, and so I'm looking forward to that. Frankly, if they have a 1 TB version, put my name down on it. I'll be getting that.
Nice, nice.
Maybe I'm a sucker or whatever, but frankly, I don't want to be worried about space on my phone because I dump a lot of books and some stuff on there. On my Pixel 6 Pro, I already have over 250 gigs of material on it, so I don't want a 128.
128. For me, it's enough, really. Huh? For me, it's enough. I'm not. I don't like. I don't have a. I'm not too techy,
That's right. So tell us a little bit about Peru. My brother, what's the weather like? Because all of us here that we came, we talked about the weather in our places. And so what is it like, like let's say for today, is it nice or is it barbecue weather? That kind
No.
of thing.
Pero I live in Lima. Lima is the capital, no?
Yeah.
The main city. The rest of Peru, Peru is divided in three regions, no? The coast, no? The Sierra, and the jungle.
Oh. So where's Lima? Is Lima what
Lima is
of the three?
Lima is the central coast. The central
Oh.
coast. And we are now in autumn, autumn. Our temperature is around, it must be around from 17 to 19, no? And although we're in a desert, it's a very strange desert. It's very humid.
So you guys are in the fall, so you're approaching the winter. When does your winter come through? Is it during summertime that you guys have your winter?
Yes.
Oh.
Yes. The opposite. It's like being in Australia, no?
Yeah.
Or in South Africa or New Zealand.
Yeah, southern hemisphere is
The southern
reverse.
hemisphere. Okay,
Yeah.
I got it. I didn't know that Peru is part of the southern hemisphere. This is very interesting.
We have a lot of cities in your country that have Peruvian names.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
There's a city called Tacna. There's another city called Peru. There's another city called Lima.
That's right. So for us though, we're excited because summer's coming to shine. It's been raining here, as I indicated earlier on in my little town. Since May 1st, we've had rain every day, and frankly, this is something new. We never used to have that much rain because it's practically more or less like a desert here in the eastern central part of Washington. And we've had so much rain this year. That's unbelievable. Like back in April, we had snow straight for 1 week, 6 days. And so this has been very wet, and I'm looking forward to when we're clear out of this. But looks like starting from tomorrow, we're not going to have any rain. I hope Google is right for the whole week up to Saturday. So I'm looking forward to that. And yesterday I was out there, man, cutting my lawn, and it seems like as I get older, when I cut this lawn, I'm kind of having some allergies from cutting the lawn, and it's kind of making me feel like I'll be sneezing and runny nose for some reason every time I cut the grass. So I don't know. Yeah, very interesting.
It doesn't rain. It normally doesn't rain in Lima. Normally.
I like that. See, I don't like the rain, and that's why I like Central Eastern Washington. I love that. So I'm like a desert, lizard. You put me in Arizona somewhere on a hot rock,
but it's what is strange is that it's a humid desert.
But where is it getting the humidity from? Or from the sea? From the
sea, yes. From
yeah.
the sea. And we have I don't know what's the word in translating the word in English, but we have a ceiling of clouds, a permanent ceiling of clouds, and the skies are normally in Lima are normally gray.
So that's why it will get humid, because you get that what I call the blanket. So you have a permanent blanket on there See, here where I live, though, we have a lot of sunshine. Especially in the summertime, it gets bright, very bright, and so that's what I like. The western skies get really bright.
There, the phenomena is called thermic inversion.
Interesting.
Yeah,
Interesting.
when you get high in the highlands, uh, you get sun, but at the same time, if you get below the shade, it's freezing. You can be in a car, you can receive sunlight in the rear window, and then if you go to the front seat and there's no sunshine, you will freeze.
Interesting.
Very
Yeah.
strange. That's in the
I like staying in the car during the wintertime. I call it, I'm going to Mexico. So I go to the car and sit down when there's a little bit of a sun peeking out. I mean, like it's been rainy here, and there are days that we'll have a little bit of sunshine coming through. Then I go sit in the car or sit at the steps here in my house because we do have like a sunroof, and I sit there. I'm sitting in Mexico. That's what I call it. So I either sit here, on the steps at my house, or go out and sit in the car when we have the sun peeking out, on these days that we have cloudy days and not much of sun to write home about.
Something I want to ask you. I have an Samsung A71. I was using it, but sorry. The thing is, I don't like the interface of it. I don't know. Can
But
handle.
Samsung devices are not bad, though. What is it you don't like about the Samsung
It's
UI? I think
too
the One
cluttered,
UI is a good UI.
too cluttered with apps, and no, I don't know. I feel better with a Pixel. It's more
Yeah.
fluid.
So
And
maybe you should put a different launcher on that one and see if you
yes,
have a better experience.
I was reading about different launchers uh, and you have to also I don't like the Samsung keyboard, the virtual keyboard, the
Yeah,
on-screen
the
keyboard.
Samsung Virtual Keyboard. And here, I actually like the Samsung keyboard, and I'm kind of wishing that Samsung would open it up to us on the Play Store, because I had an old Galaxy S8 that I no longer have. I gave it away, but I like the keyboard on there, and I'm like, gosh, I would love to have it on the Play Store, but of course Samsung will not open it up on the Play Store. But so just install the Google keyboard and make that your default on your Samsung A71, and then also get a different launcher. I will say get the launcher 2. That would be one good one to use on your device. Maybe you'll have a better experience with that, and if that doesn't work, then maybe you can go for something like the Hyperion. But I will say, try the launcher 2.
Launcher 2, yes, and the A71 has better specs than the Pixel 4.
Yeah, I think it does. I don't remember what the A71 has, but you are right. I think it's probably better spec phone than what the Pixel 4a has. But I think that the Pixel 4a has a better camera than what the A71 has.
And what is strange, what I use for the TTS for my, I prefer using the eSpeak. No,
Well, no, the eSpeak is not a bad TTS, to be honest. It's really very responsive and fast
that's
TTS.
why I use it, because of
Yes.
its responsiveness first, and I don't want the other people as it's not as the intelligibility for the rest of the people is not as
So
high.
That's
So
what I call the hide my ass TTS, because if I don't want anyone to hear what's going on, I turn on that eSpeak and I'm in heaven all by myself.
Yes, yes. That's why I use Speak, and I even use Speak in my computer. It's for the responsiveness, and that's I never installed the what's the Joyce the Joyce
The
voice.
eloquence.
Yes, the
Yeah,
eloquence.
eloquence is not bad. I like eloquence, and frankly,
No, yes, but there's no eloquence available anymore. So
oh yeah, you are right. That's the problem, and I don't know. Frankly, if Code Factory would even bring us the 64-bit and sell it for $100, put me down as one of those that will be getting that if they do. That's how much I like that TTS.
You'd pay $100 for eloquence.
I will.
I wouldn't.
I will, but at least that tells you how much I like it. Because I'm looking forward to. I was hoping that they would do it, but no, they're not doing it, and so maybe if there's a way that it could be open sourced, so that people who have the know-how could bring it to us, I think that would be wonderful.
it has gone through a lot of companies.
Yeah, it has.
It was developed in the north part of New York, Attica or Utica. I don't know what's the name of the town.
Utica, yeah.
Yeah.
The UK version of eloquence is very peculiar. When I use eloquence, I use the US version. I mean, if they think that's how an English person talks, really?
Yeah, I've always wondered why on earth they make that sound that way. I mean, it's horrible, and I don't think anyone uses it. Does anyone in Britain actually uses that voice? It's just horrible. I'm serious.
So I use Eloquence on my Samsung, and sometimes I don't think this happens very much anymore. But I used to if I would go to a website, Eloquence would switch from the U.S. to the UK voice.
Because that web page you're on has the UK English, and so but you could always force it not to do that. You force it to use your system language, so it'll just override that and ignore that.
And then
Hey,
whenever
sorry if I
have
cut off for a while. About eloquence text to speech, do you asking for the paid version or the open source driver?
what?
The eloquence
No,
you
I was
just
asking. Oh no, I was
sorry?
just saying that if I would go to websites, it would switch to the UK instead of staying with the US.
Oh, that you can turn it off by disable language, automatic searching language, I think, on NVDA.
Oh, no, I'm using it on a Samsung.
Oh,
So you need to force the system language. So it'll just override that.
I'm Kelvin from Malaysia here.
Okay, so let's have you introduce yourself, man, because you're from Malaysia. That's really good. We thank you so much for joining us from Malaysia. So tell us where you're coming from in Malaysia and what's the weather like there. And you know what? There's something in Malaysia that I really like. The sriracha sauce is my favorite.
Oh,
Hot sauce. I put that on everything.
1:47 a.m. right now here.
Oh my gosh!
On
Thank you for staying up so late.
15 of wait. Yep, 15th of May 2022. Whether sometime it will rain for now. What more I can tell is if me about myself or about Malaysia or something.
And just tell us about your town, and tell us your name again, because I think we were talking, we didn't get your name well.
No, yeah, you can just call me Kelvin.
Kelvin, there we go.
Yep.
So what city in Malaysia are you coming to us from, Kelvin?
I'm on Johor Bahru in South Malaysia.
South Malaysia, okay.
I'm in South Malaysia.
Well, thank you so much for, gosh, 2 o'clock in the morning, man. You are such a dedicated person. And frankly, if we have any crown that needs to be bestowed on any listener, it has to be you. And I mean that. That is so nice of you to be able to come and join us here, at 2 o'clock in the morning. It's unbelievable.
No, I just joined here. Just now I just go through the group randomly and I saw this link and I click and joined here.
Thank you. So what phone are you using, Kelvin?
Currently I'm just using Redmi Note 10 Pro.
Okay. How is that interface? Is it accessible?
Okay, can we use? I want to try Pixel, but it's not officially available on Malaysia.
Yeah, but
So
how accessible is the one you are using? Is it fairly accessible or very accessible?
just a little, not accessible, just a little.
But you guys in that part of the world, though, have a lot of different phones. You have all kinds of phones there that we don't have. Like some Samsung phones that we don't have, or some OnePlus phones that don't come here. You guys would have it in your area. Maybe, I don't know how accessible the OnePlus phones are, but I think they're accessible.
Really, some Samsung didn't come to US, right?
The Samsung phones that come to the US are very few. Mainly, we have like the flagship versions or models that come to the US, besides the recent A series like the A53, A52, and all of that. But there are a lot of other Samsung phones like the M series and the whatever series that you guys have there in Asia do not tend to come here to the States.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
We're very limited in phones that we can get, because here the predominant phones that we have is just Samsung and Apple. Those are the two phones, and of course, OnePlus if you're into like T-Mobile or something like that. But I think OnePlus is gaining ground and it's becoming a little bit more popular. But they are not phones that you are going to be walking out there in the wild and say, I ran into someone who's using a OnePlus phone. Most people you find would either be using an iPhone. I said the word instead of a Fruitvale, would be using an iPhone or would be using a Samsung phone. I mean, I haven't even come across someone in the wild out there besides me using a Pixel phone. You know what I mean? It's amazing.
Mm-hmm. So, what majority phone that people use in United States?
Most people simply use either Samsung phone or something from Apple.
Oh, Apple. Okay,
Yeah.
iPhone. Okay, got it.
Those are the phones that you see. I mean, there may be some other ones around, but those are the predominant ones that you find commonly. If you run out on the street now and you stop and ask someone what they are using, the tendency is that they will have something from Apple or something from Samsung. But you guys are so fortunate. You have all kinds of phones out there, man. I'd always wish I were in India. India has so many phones you can't even shake a stick at.
So just more to Samsung and flagship phone, right? In the US.
Yeah, that's all that we have, But of course, for me, I like the Pixel, so I have the Pixel phone.
Any difference using Pixel with other phones, other flagships? I mean,
Well, I say the experience on a Pixel phone, because it's a stock Android, it's very fluid. And I'm not, this is not to say that, Samsung phones actually are very good. The One UI has really changed the landscape on the Samsung phones, and that equally is good. But I really prefer the Samsung. I really prefer the Pixel phones because of the simplicity and all of that. The Samsung is also simplistic, but they have their own stuff in there, which is good. If one is into Samsung, it's the way to go. But if you're not, Then if you prefer simplistic thing from Google, then the Pixel phone is the one to have.
Mm-hmm. Nice, nice.
Yeah.
I'm more likely to use stock Android, I think,
Yeah. That's good. That's good.
because an update, the first thing I wanted. The second thing I wanted is a beta version. Like to try out new things.
And you actually just hit the nail on the head, because that's one of the reasons
Oops.
why I am into Pixel, because I want to be able to get that first preview or new OS preview, and also the ability to update. So for me, I place software over hardware. If I
What do you
have a
mean?
phone that will have all the new software coming to it, versus a phone that is so nicely built but never gets any updates, I'll take the phone that, even if it's just cheap plastic but has all the updates, that's the one I'll get.
I got it. So you're more likely to choose the software update instead of hardware.
Absolutely, any day I'll choose software over hardware, because if most especially if it's a hardware that's not getting updated, so what? I now have an expensive paperweight. I'm not going to do that. No, that's silly.
Understood.
Yeah.
So any changes on Android 13?
Yeah, we talked about that a little while ago. You missed that.
Maybe.
But it's just basically some, iterations of the beta 1. There's some, most especially in the security area, things keep improving and all of that. So we still have
Okay.
like 3 more betas to go. Maybe 2, actually. We have 2 more betas to go. We got the June, and we got
Till beta 3,
July.
right?
Yeah. No, that will be beta 4 in July. I think we may have a beta in August, or else Google release the
So just
Android
wondering how the
13 in
beta
August.
system works for Pixel phones.
So it's very easy. You just enroll on the page, and
Okay.
it just comes to your phone as an OTA, over the air push out, and all you need
So
to do.
let's say I have 2 pixels, so I need to sign up for each pixel.
Yeah, you have to. But see, like I have a lot of Pixel phones, but then I just chose to only enroll my Pixel 6 Pro on the Android 13. So I
So
started
later
that.
on, when Android 14 came out, what I need to do? Beta, I mean.
When you enroll in a beta, for example, if you enroll in Android 13 beta and the final one comes out, then you get the final
Okay.
one. But then the other phones that were not enrolled, then will just simply get the final push of Android 13. And then when Android 14 beta comes around, you'll have to go enroll again in the Android 14 developer preview if
I
you
got
want
it.
to.
Thank you. It's
Yeah,
the way it's like NVDA. So each NVDA beta comes out, we need to download and install,
exactly. So it's the same
and we
idea.
can update and update and update until we get the final version and
Exactly.
stop there.
Yes,
Okay,
that's
okay.
how it
Got
works.
it.
Well, so it has been a very nice party, guys, that we had today. We want to thank everyone that joined us, and you, Kelvin. Thank you so much, man, for joining us from Malaysia. A lot of people have already left, and we want to say thank you to all of our listeners. And so we would like to bring this to a close. And if you want to contact us, you know how to go about contacting us. You could subscribe to our email list or whatever, and all of that. Or you can join our Telegram groups. But then again, guys, we look forward to having another one. This time we'll be looking forward to having the 100th anniversary, which will be the Centurion anniversary. And I'm thinking that's going to be sometime right between the ending of October through somewhere in early November. So that will be our 100th anniversary. So I'm looking forward to you guys coming on again
2
and
a.m.
having the Centurion celebration.
Nice. Happy anniversary.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
It was good talking to everybody.
Thank you.